Hey, what's up everyone? Welcome to the second part of my E3 2012 Day 1 wrap-up, where I take a look at all the conferences for all the video game companies that happened today. And today there was, what, 5? I mean, well, no, 4. You had Microsoft, you had Ubisoft, you had EA, and now you have Sony to end it all off. And I was really excited to see what Sony had up their sleeves, and, well, let's talk about it, okay? Before I start, actually, I screwed up. I really did. I forgot Resident Evil 6 during Microsoft's. I forgot to talk about that completely. I don't know why, because I actually thought it looked really cool. I mean, maybe not Resident Evil 1, 2, even 3 or 4 cool, but I thought it looked really cool and really nice. And, I don't know, it looked a lot of fun. I forgot to mention that, so sorry. It would still keep it at a 7.5 for the conference, but still, it was cool that was there too. Anyway, so this conference, to be honest, it didn't have as many games as it should have had. Microsoft showed, so many games. It had, 10, 11 games. EA had, 10 games. Ubisoft had, well, a little bit less, but also had less time to show it. Maybe 7 or 8 games. But still, this one, I think it had about 7 games, too. And a couple of them we've already seen before. So, you know what? Let's get straight into it with the beginning, which actually started off strong, because Quantic Dreams announced their brand new game. Burp. No. They announced their brand new game called Beyond, which is a game starring Ellen Page from Inception, Juno, other great movies. She's a great actress, and I love her. And she stars in the main role of a girl who I guess was attacked or something. They don't really explain in the beginning, because they did show some footage. They didn't show gameplay or anything, but they showed footage. It's really cool because it has a whole concept about what will happen after you die and stuff, and they didn't really show that much of that concept in the game, but she has these powers, I guess, or something like that, and it looks really cool. The graphics are fantastic, the animations for the faces, it looks like Ellen Page, it looks amazing, it really does. Sad thing is, it looks like it's trying to be too much of a game, really, which is weird to say, but Heavy Rain was an interactive experience. I loved it for it, and Indigo Prophecy too. Here, it looks like it might have that part where it will be an interactive experience, but it looks like a much more sci-fi-ish route, where Indigo Prophecy was, don't get me wrong, but it looks like it's going to have too much action and cars flipping. I mean, we saw a bunch of explosions, cars flipping around and stuff, and I don't know, I'm a little skeptical, just a wee bit about that, but overall it was a fantastic looking game. I cannot wait for that. That was my #1 prediction, and it didn't let me down at all, really. So, yeah. Someone got online. I'm on Xbox. Anyway, so yeah, that was Beyond, and I can't wait to play it. PlayStation Battle Royale was the next one, which is the Super Smash Bros. Type game with all the Sony characters. And they showed all the ones we already seen before. Kratos, Parappa the Rapper, which is weird. Actually, that's not weird. Fat Princess, that's weird. You have Sly Cooper. Who was the other ones? Kratos, and I think I said Kratos. Kratos again. And what's his name? A Killzone guy. Hellgas guy. Shit. What's that guy? Tooth guy from Tooth guy. Is that his name? Tooth guy? Tooth guy, that's his name. Tooth guy from Twisted Metal. That's not his name. I can't remember his name, but you got that guy. And it looked fun. It looked like a Super Smash Bros. Type game. It's heavily based on that, but it looks cool. The environments are nice. They also introduced 2 brand new characters that we already knew about, because I think it was leaked a couple days before. Nathan Drake, which is obvious. Of course he's going to be there. And Big Daddy from Bioshock, which is kind of weird, but they said they're going to get third-party characters from games that aren't really exclusive to Sony, so whatever. So that's cool. You know, I already knew Nathan Drake, but Bioshock Big Daddy's cool. Next, what they showed, actually, from here on out, I'm just going to name stuff we saw during the conference. This isn't chronologically, this is just stuff I saw. So next we're going to talk about, they showed again for some reason Assassin's Creed 3, but this time they showed there's a whole boat, a ship mechanic where you can control a boat and actually destroy other boats. It looks really cool, don't get me wrong, but it went on a little bit too long, and it was kind of boring after some time, and I was like, ugh. It just felt like it was padding, because The conference was supposed to be an hour and a half. It actually was less than an hour and a half. It was like 6 minutes less, about 84 minutes. And it felt like it was just padding, to be honest. But it looked cool. Graphics were amazing on the water and all the sea battles and stuff. It looked really cool. Far Cry 3, again, we saw some gameplay, but this time it was like a 4-player co-op Spec Ops type mode where you go around and, I guess, do missions and stuff. And it looks cool, but again, I felt like it was a little bit too much padding. They got a bunch of people out to go, hey, look, they're communicating and saying, do this, do that, and stuff. And it was lame, kind of. There was no personality with any of the guys that went up. Yeah. So, no, I mean, the game looks amazing still, but again, they showed a game that I just saw 2 hours prior during the Ubisoft conference. So, yeah, there you go. It was good, but not great. Then Jack Tretton, I think CEO of Sony or something like that, or the head of Sony, I don't know. Well, that is, but whatever. Is it? I don't know. I'm not good with terminology like that. I could say terminology. I'm smart. Anyway, then he got up on stage and talked about some more stuff. He talked about PlayStation Plus will have more free games like Infamous 2 and Little Big Planet 2. I'm reading from the script here. And also, everybody that was at the conference got a free year of PS Move. I mean, they got a free year of PS Move. After that year is over, they come and take that move from you. No, they got a free year of PSN Plus, which is cool. That's great. I like when companies do that. Obviously, took a little, how do you say it, from like a playbook, whatever. They took some whatever from Microsoft. I'm not thinking straight right now. They took some notes. There you go. I'm really bad at like thinking of words right off the top of my head. But they took some notes from Microsoft when they gave away a bunch of consoles, which was cool. I mean, I'm not saying they're copycat. It's just cool that they do that. So anyway, well, more classic PS1 games, which is kind of cool, coming to the PSN, like Tomb Raider and I think Final Fantasy 8 and 9 or whatever. And also over 200 brand new downloadable games coming out for the PSN over the next year, which he said. Which to be honest, I doubt that is true, but maybe. And also he showed a bunch of new indie titles, indie game downloads that are coming to the PSN exclusively, but he didn't show any gameplay, and I don't remember their names. I looked it up and I can't find them, so there's a couple of them he showed, and they look like they could be interesting, but I don't know. Also, he announced Hulu, YouTube, and Crackle will come to the Vita, which is cool, at least YouTube, because I'm tired of using my iPod Touch to watch YouTube while I'm in bed, because, I don't know, I just don't like it. It would be cool, a bigger screen like this big, and maybe in HD it will look amazing. So, yeah, I'm actually looking forward to that. Call of Duty Black Ops for the Vita, which they didn't show gameplay, they just announced it. And that's cool, bring some multiplayer on the go, because I'm telling you right now, Resistance isn't the multiplayer you want to go play with on the go, but the new Vita game that came out, Resistance. But, yeah, it looks like it would be cool, I guess, I don't know. They didn't show gameplay. But what they did show gameplay for is Assassin's Creed. Once again, they brought Assassin's Creed up, but this is a Vita game called Assassin's Creed 3 Liberation, which actually has a female assassin. So it's a completely different story. I think it's set in the same world, but a completely different story than Assassin's Creed 3. So yeah, that's actually really cool. I might actually buy it if it's only $40. So I'll be spending like $100 on Assassin's Creed 3 games on the same day. Not bad. You know, it's better than spending $100 on a collector's edition. I get 2 games that are completely different. Double the game. I don't know. Yeah. Now, everything else was good, and it really was. But then there's two parts where it really just got under my skin. It was just really boring. Okay. They talked about this PlayStation Suite thing, which they talked about last year, and I don't know what it's about, really. I think it's like some mobile thing or something. I'm not sure. They actually switched the name from PlayStation Suite to PlayStation Mobile, so I'm not really sure what it's about. I don't know. And then they showed this new thing that they were like hyping up before they even announced it. Like they came up on stage, we have this new innovative thing where blah 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 blah. And I'm like, okay, what is it? I'm excited. I mean, PlayStation knows how to do innovative things. It's a thing called Wonderbook, which I'm going to tell you right now is a piece of shit. It looks horrible. It really does. I mean, it could be cool, but it shouldn't have been it shouldn't have been there for almost 20 minutes. It was up there for a good almost 20 minutes, you know. It's a thing where it's like pretty much, they try to do it where it's like a make your own kind of story thing, except all they showed really was mini games with the PS Move, and it looked, if they just like announced this like real quick, like 2 minutes and that was it, like they did with that Move game that came out last year, like I forgot what it's called, but the only one they announced last year, but if they did that real quick and went off, I would have been alright. But 20 minutes of this bullshit game, I'm sorry, it looked horrible in my opinion. It did. Like at first I was like, it's okay, but now I was like, oh my god, really? All this hype for a game that looks like a fucking minigame collection, just with a cool little gimmick. And I know people are gonna give me shit in the comments, but that's fine, whatever. I'm giving Sony so much credit. Don't just hate on me because I think Wonderbook looks like fucking Wonder Balls, alright? Just, I don't even know what that means. But it's still, I'm trying to scroll down. Oh, that was it. Okay. So we're at the last two things, okay? Wonderbook was terrible. PlayStation Suit was confusing to me. Everything else was great in my opinion. But the two things that really made this Sony conference good. I was stupid. The one thing that made this Sony conference worthwhile, the two things, god damn it, the two things were God of War Ascension, which I'm going to say it looks like God of War, but it looks freaking badass, fighting a bunch of creatures, because they showed the single player, and there is multiplayer gameplay, but they showed that a couple of days ago. But the single player gameplay, you'll be fighting a bunch of creatures. You actually fought like this elephant head dude, and the graphics are amazing. There's this big squid thing, like Kraken type thing, trying to attack Kratos, and at the end he like goes and pretty much attacks him, and then it cuts, and it looks badass. It really does. And the second game, oh god, The Last of Us. That game, first of all, that game is absolutely gorgeous. Like there's times where he was playing a demo, he just stopped and stared at the canvas. I'll say it's the canvas. I'm good for it. It looks beautiful. It looked like a painting. He just stopped and stared at like the city street, and there's like all these like plants growing on the buildings and stuff. And he just stopped and stared, and it looked beautiful. I want to like put a poster of that screenshot pretty much right on my wall. It looked gorgeous, and the gameplay looks awesome. Like there's this part where there's a bunch of dudes, and he had to sneak by, or they're gonna pretty much rob you and stuff. And he has to sneak through these walls and stuff. These rooms and stuff to pass these guys and keep killing them here and there and make sure they don't kill you. And it was so badass. And it's like you have to manage your ammo because you don't have that much. You also have to make sure you don't get shot too much because it's not freaking not Call of Duty. That's not bad. That's not a good example. It's not Master Chief. It's not Master Chief. It's not Halo, so you can't take too much ammo to the face. So it's really cool. It looks like a better version of I Am Live, which, I liked I Am Live, but that was a great game, but this looks like a much better version of it. So, yeah, I can't wait for this game. It's one of my most anticipated games of this or next year. I don't know when it comes out, but, yeah. The Last of Us, I can't wait for it. And that was Sony press conference. Even though Wonderbook sucked and PlayStation Suite was confusing and everything else, like all the PS1 things, those are cool, but they could have announced that some other day, to be honest. Everything else was great. So you know what? I think I'm going to give the Sony press conference, I'm going to give it 8 out of 10. So yes, I'm saying it's better than Microsoft one. Again, I'm a fucking 360 fanboy, but I think the press conference for Sony was fucking better. Oh, yeah. Anyway, I'm fair, okay? I'm not a douchebag. Alright, so anyway... Like all those Sony fanboys. Here goes the dislike bar all the way up. And get fucked. You already gave me a clickable. Well, you probably didn't click on the ads. Do that and then dislike. There you go. Anyway, 8 out of 10 for that. And also, I'm going to be back tomorrow to talk about what I saw on the show floor. Well, actually, no, the show floor doesn't start on Wednesday. Alright, I'll talk about Nintendo tomorrow, so it'll probably be a quick video tomorrow. I hope you enjoyed the Sony press conference review. I know it was a little bit long, but I want to just lay back and chill and talk about it. So yeah, it was long, but whatever. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you, and look forward to the Nintendo review of the conference tomorrow. Thank you and goodbye.